Coach, you're getting close to 25 years as the head coach at Muhlenberg, so you've been doing this longer than your players have been alive. What is it about the game and this school that brings you back year after year after year?
Well, it's home. Played here a long time ago. Been teaching here even longer. So it's one of those things, it's home, it's my community. It's fun to see like some of the people come back who've been here before. You get to give something back to the community, you get to give something back to the program. It's just, I'm lucky, I'm fortunate to have, been around here a long time, to have great players, great coaches. It's what you do. It's one of those things like every time spring rolls around, it's time to get ready for baseball. I don't know what else I would do if, my wife always is kind of like, it's that time of the year, isn't it? It's like, yeah, so it's, it's the late suppers and it's coming home late and those types of things, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's just a joy to be here. It's a great place to be.
Well, speaking of coming back, Coley's coming back on the mound. That last season, only a handful of appearances. How nice is it to have him back in the rotation?
Well, watching the development of him as he came into the season last year, you could see what he could bring to us. And I think he started one game, saved another game for us, got off to a great start. Then suffered through a little injury problem that took him out for the rest of the season. Now, as you watch him grow physically, mentally, and on the mound, yeah, he's now got the fastball up pretty good, and he's able to throw multiple pitches for strikes. So yeah, he should be our workhorse. He should be the guy who should be able to grab that ball and go out there and take it when we need it and give us a well-pitched outing.
You have a great talent in Louis Beto. What is it that makes him such a special player?
Well, he's got all the raw skills. You watch him on the field, you watch him the way he carries himself to the field, checks all the boxes. I use that phrase because whether it's a pro scout or a college scout comes in to look at a player and they start looking, he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the arm, he hits for power. We're fortunate to have Louis move in here last year for us. He's a great kid. He's got a great sense of humor, which keeps things always on the lighter side. But yeah, he can sure play the game, and he plays the game, and you can watch him grow, and you can watch him now. He's playing the game the right way. Where last year was learning. It was a big learning curve, and you did a great job with it.
Experience is something that you can't coach. You either have it or you don't. You do. How much does that help as you prepare for a new season, having players who were starters in the infield, the outfield, on the mound from a year ago?
But the fortunate thing there is they know, kind of like through experience from last season, they saw a successful season that kind of didn't meet to what our expectations wound up being. We played well at times, we struggled at times. We kind of went through some ups and downs, got hot late in the season. We're able to carry them to states. But when you sit down and you talk to them about what needs to be done, they already know what needs to be done. They've been through the battles, they've been through the difficulties of last season. They know what it means, they know what it takes. So when they're telling you what needs to be done, and you're like, hey, this is easy, this is fun. Like it is. It's a very comfortable atmosphere to be around right now because these guys, they have goals. They're driven. It's that self-motivation that makes it great.
Burr and Cavana were out there as sophomores. How bright is the future of this program when you look at all the young players that got significant time and big games for you last year?
Well, Burr's only a sophomore this year. He was a freshman last year. So you could add that to the list of having freshmen get involved. It is. We try to work guys. I mean, you have to earn your spot. It's not like, hey, we got to work a freshman in or a sophomore in here. They were able last year as sophomores and freshmen to be able to take on huge roles. Now you would expect a little bit more development with that. And what that says to the rest of the players and the team is, hey, look, if I do the things that I need to do and I get my opportunities, I can take some time in there too. I mean, Derek Wilson's another one who got a lot of playing time last year as a junior. And you can ask Derek, what are your expectations this year? He's expecting to make a difference, just like they all expected. Like, the competition among these boys is pretty fierce. As good as friends they are, that's what kind of competitors are, even against each other. And you saw a little bit of that tonight.
Speaking of competition, it's usually pretty good in Berks County. A lot of the stars graduated when you look at Holman and that big senior class at Wilson, Marinac at Governor Mifflin. You had some good ones too, and Crick on the mound and Miller as well. Renner at Brandywine Heights. Blankenbiller at Old Valley. I mean, the Shuey at Hamburg.
Yeah.
These are top-notch players and pitchers. What's your view of the county overall this season?
You're going to find guys are going to step up. I mean, you still have some names: Livingston, Lehman. You have Minnick at Mifflin. I mean, there's some guys who have already kind of like set out there who they are and where they're from. Guys will develop. Guys you don't expect. I know Brandywine's expect. I know they have I guess is it Renner's brother who's coming up through, and Hamburg's got a nice core back as well. Ole made some damage last year. I know they lost Blankenbiller, but they had some young guys get some good experience. So the important thing I think you'll see is the teams that get the experience for their young guys have a quicker transition to maintain where they need to be, which is, it'll be fun to see, because I know you look at the different divisions and you say who's going to stand out. And I think right now you look, you talk about Berks too, and you look at our division, you got a couple new coaches. That always changes things. Does that add some fire to some teams? Does that get some teams motivated? I mean, you had some good coaches leave, but what happens with these changes come in? And so there's a lot of dynamics that have to play themselves out. So, we go back to, you got to play one game at a time and figure out which one's the most important one. It's the one right in front.
When you look at what Levan does on the mound, at the plate, and at shortstop, how valuable is he to your team?
Well, on the one point, he's like a coach on the field. Like, he knows what we want to do as coaches. He understands what he wants to do. He's able to do things and learn and see things on the field. So if you put him on the bases, he picks up things from pitchers, catchers. Like, he's relaying stuff to us that he sees that we can use. So again, it's like kind of having that extra set of eyes as a coaching staff on the field playing. Sean's a really intelligent ball player that can bring a lot of different things to the game. He plays a complete game.
Last thing, you have lights here, beautiful ballpark. How much do you enjoy those prime time games?
They're a lot of fun because they wind up being kind of like the magnet. And the fact that, we're stubborn. Saturday night, regardless of what the temperature's going to be, 7 o'clock, Stroudsburg's coming in here, we're going to be playing. And then all the teams that tend to play during the day, a lot of them will show up here at night. So it's neat to see the kids from other programs. So you'll see a group from Twin Valley, or you'll see a group from Fleetwood or Wilson or Mifflin. So it does kind of like, it's kind of becomes a place to go watch baseball. Yeah. And for us, we enjoy the crowds, we enjoy the atmospheres. I think we kind of thrive off that. So it's kind of, I don't know what word you want to use to describe that. Kind of like, it's like a Showtime kind of thing where, hey, everybody wants to come see, and it gives our kids, I think, a little extra motivation that can be like, hey, there's a lot of people coming to watch us play tonight. Students, fans, parents, and then obviously the opponent teams.
Appreciate your time as always. Good luck this season.
Thank you very much.